Hello and welcome to our Consuite pizza video. We're going to show you how we make the pizzas served during console room. Then we'll start with a pizza crust. For console room, I normally bought crusts from Target because they're both the most affordable and have the best taste and quality. There are cheaper crusts out there, but they're just not as good. For the sauce, we normally grab Costco 2 packs of marinara, but in this video I'm using the Aldi brand. Using prepared sauces saves a lot of time and effort. After the sauce, we add the all-important cheese. We use Costco cheddar and mozzarella because they have the best and biggest bags of shredded cheese. Finally, we add the pepperoni slices. Some people like to put them under the cheese so the cheese gets crispier, while some people like to put them on top so the pepperoni gets crispier. When first starting out, it's best to cook the crust and pizza according to the instructions, but when you learn your preference, you can cook it however you like. Once the pizza is cooked to perfection, go ahead and take it out of the oven. Let it sit for a few minutes, then slice and serve. When attending console room, many of you may have seen a lot of different varieties of pizza, so I'm going to show a second kind of pizza that's easy to make. Preparation will be identical to the previous pizza except for a few extra ingredients, broccoli and Italian seasoning. Since I like broccoli but the other household members do not, I'm only going to put it on half. The beauty of pizza is you can easily change what kind of pizza you're making by adding or removing toppings. We like to make a variety of pizzas during console room because we get so many attendees who like all different kinds of pizzas. With the new toppings, baking times may vary, but you'll know when the pizza looks done. If you're not sure, just go ahead and take a peek. If it needs a few more minutes, go ahead and add a minute or two at a time until it's done. Once the pizza is done cooking, go ahead and take it out, let it rest for a few minutes, and then slice and enjoy. Now let's start on some fancy pizzas. We're going to show you how to make pizzas with some more handmade and homemade ingredients. To start, we'll need to make our own pizza dough. I've posted the recipe that came with my bread maker, and that makes pretty good pizza dough. However, feel free to use whatever dough recipe or package that you enjoy. After the dough's all mixed up, I split my dough into 4 parts with a little olive oil and let the dough sit in the fridge for a few days to rise. When you're ready to start making pizza, you'll want to preheat your oven. I've set my oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, but for pizza, the hotter the better. For this video, I'm using a pizza stone, but you don't need one. A pizza stone just helps the crust with a more even heating surface. If you're using a pizza stone, you'll want to preheat it for at least a half hour. While your oven and pizza stone are heating up, you'll want to roll out your dough. On a clean countertop surface, sprinkle a generous amount of flour, take your dough right out of the fridge, and then place it on the flour, and using a floured rolling pin, roll it onto your desired shape. Even though my rolling pin came with handles, I find that it's not as effective as just using the rolling pin like a French rolling pin as you see here. If you don't have a rolling pin, a wine bottle can also be used, or you can knead it by hand, however that takes quite a bit of work. When your pizza stone is nice and hot and your dough is rolled out, sprinkle some cornmeal on the pizza stone to prevent the dough from sticking to the stone. If you're using a baking pan or sheet, you can still use cornmeal, or you can use oil if you prefer. Once the pizza dough is on the pizza stone, use a fork to poke lots of holes in the dough to prevent bubbles during baking. To get a nice crispy crust, bake the dough for a few minutes in the oven before adding your toppings. After a few minutes, take the dough out of the oven and then carefully add your toppings. For the sauce, I took a can of stewed tomatoes, drained a lot of the liquid out of them, and then put it through the food processor for a few pulses. This gives a nice texture and flavor but is not too heavy. Next, you'll add the cheddar and mozzarella cheeses, and then finally, the pepperoni slices. Before putting the pizza and pizza stone back in the oven, you'll actually want to move the baking rack up a few notches to get closer to the top burners. Then you'll want to bake the pizza for about 5 to 7 minutes. Cooking times will vary by oven. Once the pizza is cooked to your liking, transfer off the pizza stone and onto a cutting board or pizza tray. Let it rest for a few minutes, then cut and serve. Thank you for watching our pizza video, and I hope you enjoy Console Room 2021.